That's clear.
Hello, everyone. Hey, trying to get in here. That time, SimLoH Dynasty time. Come on in, come on in. I'm excited today. I'm so excited. I have my brother on. Yes, and he's coming in, and we're going to have conversations today about parenting, okay? And how parenting and ACEs relate to us taking care of our children. And in this aspect, we're going to be talking about parenting and dealing with the loss of another parent. So, without further ado, I want to introduce my brother, Mr. Reverend Brian K. Howard. Woo! What's up?
What's going on? What's going on?
Hey.
How you been?
It's SimLoH Dynasty.
Yeah.
I am well. How are you?
Great. Thank you
Wonderful.
for inviting me. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for accepting the invitation.
I'm honored to be on this platform.
Thank you. While we're waiting, get your phone. I'm going to share this broadcast with you. Let's see. Y'all know how we do it. We got to get everybody in the room. So making sure we all live. Let's see here. Come on in. I'm waiting on my people. We're not going to wait long because y'all know how we do it. We like to start on time. I'm going to share it. Let's see here. It should be sent over to you, Brian, or you could have gone on my page. I don't know if you got it.
Got it.
And you can share it. Yes. Share it. Come on, y'all. Come on in the room for this great conversation that we are going to have today with my brother. Yes. Come on in. I see somebody. Y'all come on in. Say hello in the comments. Come on in. Say hello. Tell us where you're coming from, where you live, your location. I'm in Georgia. Come on in. And again, thank you for those who are coming in the room to hear our great SimLoH Dynasty conversations. SimLoH Dynasty Inc. is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and our goal, our mission, is to bring awareness to ACEs. And what is ACEs? ACEs is adverse childhood experiences. All right? That's trauma that a child receives between the ages of 0 to 18. All right? So it's our goal and our mission. And so far, so good, because so many of you have acknowledged since we started these different conversations that you had never heard of ACEs. And believe it or not, ACEs has been around or have been in the process of trying to bring awareness to ACEs since the 70s, the late 70s. And it's just now getting to a point that it's starting to be out there, like globally. All right. And so ACEs affects adulthood. And if we turn out negative or positive in our lives, usually you could go back and look and see it all stems from how we grew up. And so ACEs has many factors like domestic abuse, physical abuse, substance abuse, death, incarceration, so many different types of things that can cause ACEs, and multiple ACEs equal more negative behavior in your adulthood. It can equal out to having bad health. You know, you can have bad mental health, you can have bad physical health, you can end up with diabetes. We don't relate diabetes being connected to how we were raised, okay? But it can cause bad eating habits, all right? You have a lot of obesity that is happening in the world. Why? Well, this is the way I conquer my pain. I eat, okay? So, uh, y'all, you know we live, okay? Can you call mom and let her know I'm on? Okay. Yes. So, yes. Y'all, we live, so anything can happen right here, all right? We keep it real. So, yes, we are here tonight, and I have brought you several different types of people. We have talked about different types of ACEs. If you have not seen the shows and this is your first time having conversations with SimLoH Dynasty, I encourage you to visit our SimLoH Dynasty page. You can also visit our YouTube page, which is SimLoH Dynasty Inc. At any time, and I'll put some of that information across the board. And you all, I might be a little challenged today. I'm having some health issues, but I don't look like what I'm going through, do I? So, so yeah. So we're gonna get into the conversations. Were you able to share, Brian?
Yeah, I did. I put
Okay.
it on my Facebook.
All right. So you are. I know you're saying her brother. Yeah, y'all didn't know this brother. Some of y'all do. You know, hey, that means you don't know me if you don't know this man. All right. Well, this is my BFF's Valerie A. Howard, the one we named the scholarship after, the Valerie A. Howard Resilience Scholarship. This is her husband. That's why he's my brother, because that was my sister. And so we're here today, and we're going to, this is like the last show for this month for me, and it's still Men's Month. So what better way to end it by having my brother on here and sharing his story of ACEs and dealing with children who had to deal with the death of a parent. So I see comments over here. Let me check it out. Okay. Hey, that's Deborah. Hey, cousin. I don't know. I don't know. You may be able to see the comments, and you may not. Yeah, it won't show up on your computer though, but
Okay.
you have to look for it maybe on your phone. So if you get any responses or questions or anything, and I may not be able to see them, because I see people are looking, but everybody may not show up on here. So if you could get a chance, even if y'all got my messenger or his messenger, hit us up, because we want to be able to answer the questions. Okay. So share this. So Brian, tell us something about yourself. Tell us everything.
Well, I'm Brian Howard, lifelong Chicagoan, except for a 3-month stint in Atlanta. So I am familiar with the area down there a little bit. What can I tell you about myself? I'm a father of 5. We are a blended family, proudly blended. All of my kids are teenagers. My oldest son is 34. He's my oldest. And that's Brandon. Then
yeah, let's pump him up now, because Brandon is an artist.
Brandon, yes, the artist. And then there's Brianna, who's 28. Then there's Braylon, who's 27. There's Bria, who's 19. And then there's Brooke, who is 17.
Okay.
As I said, we are a blended family. So when Val and I got together, she had Brianna already, and I had Brandon and Braylon. And together we had Bria and Brooke. And so just a wonderful experience, a wonderful time. I'm 24 years in ministry. I served originally at West Point Missionary Baptist Church, where I grew up, when met Lorene and met Val. And was there mostly my whole life, basically. And I served there in ministry for many years, and then I served as the executive minister for an administration there, and now I serve at Faith Tabernacle Baptist Church, where my pastor is Reverend Dr. Donald L. Sharp, and I serve as the administrative assistant for that church there, that lovely family of people over there. So I can tell you that I let's see, I have my degree finally. I did get my degree in
It's never too late, is it?
right.
It's never too late.
It took me a minute. It was a whole lot of teeth pulling,
Uh-huh.
but we got it done. And my degree is in Christian ministries from Spurgeon College, a part of Midwestern Baptist Theological Seminary. My specialization for me, the ministry is about church hurt and church revitalization. That's my passion. I want to connect with people who have been hurt by the church for whatever reason, to build them up and to kind of repair their situation, and then to be involved in church revitalization in different communities. I think that a lot of churches have kind of lost step with their communities, and one of the things that I am passionate about is trying to reconnect churches with their communities. That's my thing. I For those who know me, you all know that I love Val something fierce, and I love our kids. That's been the focus of my life throughout our time together, just making sure the kids get the attention that they need, the support that they need, and to be a very, very present part of their lives. That's As a father, that's very important to me. I grew up with my father and mother, uh, not in the same household, but they were both there, very present. Um, my grandparents were there and very present. So I believe in family. I believe in trying to acknowledge or grow and develop my family. So I'm looking forward to, even now, looking forward to seeing what God is going to do with my kids. And so that's been a lot of my focus. That's pretty much me in a basket.
Awesome. That was a lot. That was a lot, and I'm very proud to hear that you've completed school. I know you and I, out of everybody, always Preston said we weren't going back to school. We just
Right.
wasn't do it. We didn't finish, and we wasn't going back. So I can't let you outbeat me. So I got to finish this road. So you have encouraged me to push. I'm proud of you, and I know my sister is Raha in heaven over
Yeah.
there, okay?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
so you have motivated me to keep the course. I'm keeping it.
She
And
got,
it's been a blessing to go. It is. You learn so much, and you learn that you're never too old, no matter what you've done, to go back to school.
and I actually found the passion for church revitalization during the time that I was in school. So
Mm.
me, it was a blessing to go back. It was also quite the journey, quite the journey.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And Val, up until she got called her home. She
Right.
she was cheering for me every step of the way and trying to keep me going. So it's a good thing. Good thing.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So we are here because we want to talk about a part of ACEs that people don't look at in terms of being an ACE for children. Okay. As adults, we deal with grief heavy. Okay. If anybody has ever lost anybody, know that to lose someone is hard. And the older we get, it's like the harder it is to lose someone because you've been with them for so long. Okay. And so y'all babies are my babies. And I've always wanted to, keep in contact and make sure that everybody is well. And so I've been paying attention to 2 years, and they are well, but we also know that the kids have dealt with things. But being a parent to children, a caregiver to children who have lost their parent and their mother, you got girls who have lost their mother. How has that experience been for you, being a father? And me being a wife, I know that. Oh, wait a minute, y'all. I got to give a shout out to my mama on here. Hey, mama. Okay. What's up, mama? That's my
Hey,
mama.
hey, hey, Miss Price.
Yeah, I got to give a shout out to her. Hey, Teresa. Yeah. So, yeah. How has that been for you? I know it's been 2 years, but I'm sure it's probably been the longest 2 years of your life, because I know being a wife, we can be you all's everything.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how has that experience been now that you have taken on your two daughters full time?
Well, it's been a special journey. I will say this. I in agreement with what you're saying, with what you have said. Uh, Val was my heart, everything, and we wanted to make sure that our girls, our family, understood and loved each other and spent as much time as we could in that particular vein. Um, Through the course of the years, we learned how to relate to the kids, to talk to the kids. We spent a lot of time, just talking and kind of being around them. And so, thankfully for me, Val was able to teach the girls a lot of things about how to take care of themselves and those kind of things, because suddenly she's gone, and now I got to. For me, the biggest thing was making sure that the ship, if you will, stayed straight. That was the thing. Making sure that we just took a major hit with her, with losing Val, and I wanted to make sure I knew that the adult kids would be okay, because they understood a little bit more, because they were adults and they were already out in the world.
And we're going to add that this was a sudden death. This
Yes,
was unexpected.
very
And,
sudden.
and the girls actually witnessed her passing.
They were there.
So she had a heart attack. And
Mhm.
so this was not mama is sick, and we haven't had time to accept this. It just happened. Okay. Yes.
There's a picture that I have, and it just dawned on me right now, that we took because we took it the night before. It was the three, Bria, Brooke, and myself, and we took this picture, and we were just kind of in the house clowning around, and we just took this picture, and the picture is earmarked for me because that was the night before our lives changed
It was
drastically.
just the three of you all in the
Just
picture.
the three of us on the picture.
Wow.
And it was the night before our lives changed just tremendously.
Wow.
And for me, when it happened, my big thing was, now Val's in the arms of the Lord, so now I have to focus on the girls, and that became the first thing. Everything, and then even to this very day, a lot of what I am doing is really just trying to focus on the girls, make sure that they develop as best that they can. We walk with a limp, but we still walking.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And my thing with all of this is, to make sure that the girls understand that there's a purpose for their being here. One of the things that I think so many of our kids, especially now, when you hear the levels of suicide that's just going up, a lot of the kids just don't understand the purpose beyond themselves. For
Mm-hmm.
me, I'm trying to make sure that my girls understand that, yeah, there are things you want want to accomplish in life. There's certain places you want to be, but more than that, you want to be able to fulfill your God-given purpose.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bigger purpose than just what you want to do. There's what God has for you to do.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's always getting them to understand, yeah, we're in this spot. Yeah, we took this big hit, but God is still in the mix. God is still measuring out his purpose for our lives. And he still has plans for us, and so that's been one of the staying messages. I always kind of try to make sure that they understand that their purpose on this world is bigger than right here and right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's been a lot of my conversations. I spend a lot of time just talking with them and trying to hear them, because
Excuse
one of the key things for me as a parent is to be able to hear my kids, to be able to listen to my kids, and you know, and they're different. So I have to, especially
They are different.
they are
You have to know them to know. You
yeah.
have an introvert and an extrovert.
And I would tell you that even with Brooke, she speaks, but it's just not in the way that it's just not in the way
Everybody else
that
would. Yeah,
right.
yeah,
It,
yeah,
to people who don't know her, it would be like she's so quiet, she don't
yeah.
speak.
But you got another one. The oldest girl, the middle girl is like that too, but she
Yeah.
talks. You know what I'm saying? So,
But
but yeah, you just have to understand personality traits.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And so that's for me, that's the thing. I try to listen, try to understand the personalities, and then I try to meet them where they are.
Yes.
And that's been a big help for me. Their words, I try to use words like commitment and love and cherish. Uh, um, and for me, I'm trying to always be accessible. One of the things that I do when I come in the house is, if they're home, I come in the house and I address, hey, what's going on? How y'all doing? What's happening? What'd you do today? I give them that time. And then throughout the evening, I kind of check on them, go and, hey, what you doing? Hey, what's going on? That kind of thing. And to try to keep the doors open so that when they want to talk, they know that they can.
Mm-hmm.
And they know that they have an audience for, that I'm willingly ready to listen to them. Sometimes they know that if you go down here and ask dad a question, you might get a lecture in return.
Right.
But I'll answer the question.
They know you're there.
They know I'm here.
Okay. And I felt this to be very important because it is Men's Month, and we don't highlight men enough, and especially single fathers. Okay. And it's a little touchy for me. I wasn't gonna cry, but because I knew her, to see Brian, even we were laughing about me even getting him to come on this show. We know that she's cracking up laughing.
Yeah.
She's cracking up laughing because Brian has always been one of those where Brian has always been one where he thought I was the wild one, you know what I'm saying? And but we all just mended so well. But Brian has always been the laid back one. And so us we were just laughing about she probably laughing up there talking about now how you get him to come on this show because he's so laid.
Right. See, I'm pretty sure her whole thing is I can't believe she got him. But then she would be only Lorraine could get him on this. So there's the other side of that too.
Yeah. So I just felt it. That's where and things happen. I've been sick. I was actually at the hospital yesterday. I have issues going on, health issues. Y'all pray for me. But I could not let this go. And Brian was like, you know what? You just get better or what have you. And I'm like, yeah, I am. But I got to do what God told me to do. And I saw fit for this interview, this conversation, because we don't highlight our men enough, and especially our single fathers, because when you've had a wife around, um, with girls, we do, girl things, and you do the girl grooming, and you do those, you're on top of those things. And so, for a man to have to come in and now be that one that these girls, and you do have other people, and I know one is our girl Faith, your sister,
Yeah.
your ride or die, you know what I'm saying? And so it's a blessing that they still have, they call, I know they communicate with us, as much as we have our hands out, they know, look, if I really need to talk to them, I'm gonna call them. But I just wanted to have you here because you are my honorable father for this month. And I think that, I know it's not an easy job. I know that it's not an easy job. And you had teenagers that's ready. Bria was 17 when Valerie passed, and Brooke was
She was about to turn
15.
16.
She was
Right.
turning 16 that September in 2020. And so many kids lost parents in the year of COVID.
Yeah.
Okay. And so some of them lost both parents. And so for those caregivers, what advice would you give to those caregivers that are dealing with children who have lost a parent or parents?
Well, for me, the biggest thing I would say is to recognize the uniqueness of each child. You have to. You can't. In recognizing the uniqueness of each child, it affords you uh, an avenue to really connect on their level. If you have a child that's a boisterous, that's out there, and that's an extrovert, then you have to be able to raise to that energy. If you have someone who's more introspective, someone who's quieter, you have to then be able to reach that person where they are. The biggest thing is not to let yourself put demands on how they grieve or how they understand the situation. You just, for me, one of the greatest tools of ministry is the ability to listen.
Yes.
If you just hush and let them talk and listen to what's being said, especially because one of the things that I'm always constantly conversating with God on some level. It's always either I'm thinking in conversation with God or I'm talking out in conversation with God, because I need for him to give me the words to say at the right time, especially with teenage girls. How was I to know that this was going to happen? I wasn't. And there's no roadmap to let you know how you can. So I would tell people, anybody, the first thing that you need to do is pray, of course, pray. And then the second thing you need to do is make up in your mind to be committed to walk with the child as long as it takes. I tell people there's no timetable on grief. You let grief take its course, and you walk with them. These are, in this case, these are my kids, my children. So I'm gonna walk with them every step of the way. I'm gonna try to be there for them as much as I can, to walk with them and make sure that they know that at the end of the day, dad is right there. And then you love them. You love on them. You love them. I can't tell you. I mean, Lorraine, but our house was one that we just loved. We loved our kids. We loved our kids, and the
You would
benefit.
think the girls are like twins if you didn't know they was 4 years apart. Like once they graduated from elementary into high school, that's when they divided. But I used to be like, y'all raised them like they twins, Siamese twins.
I mean, the thing of it all is that that we let them know in any way we could how
Yeah.
much they were loved, And then more than that, they grew up in a household where we spoke of God not in far off distant terms. We spoke of God every day, right here. He's right here. He's a part of what we're doing, what we're going through.
Mm-hmm.
So that also helps the situation. I wish that there was more uh, uh, parents who really just would encourage their kids to go to Sunday school, read the Bible, study, just kind of study the word, so that, because these kids are smart, they're really smart, they're really intelligent. My two daughters are lightning fast,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes it's even hard for me to keep up with them when they get to thinking about stuff and just kind of picturing things
Experiencing it, getting
right,
out there. Yeah.
getting out there. So for me, you also have to show a bit of vulnerability and humility. That I don't always know, but I'm willing to hear your side of it. I don't always know how it's going to go down, but let me hear your side of it. Let me hear what you think about it. And then there are times when I have to say, okay, I heard your side. Now this is what we need to do. This is the direction or this is the direction we're gonna go in.
Mm-hmm.
You
And
know,
and one way I know that you had to deal with that was with Bria in college.
yeah, yeah,
She was, and Bria was one of our first recipients of the
hmm
Valerie A. Howard Scholarship, Resilience Scholarship.
hmm
And so, and I'll get into that more later,
yeah,
but go with the example of one. She was accepted at one school.
yeah. She
Okay,
got she Bria got accepted
to several, but she
to
wanted
several
to
schools, yeah,
attend.
but she wanted to go to Arizona State in Arizona, and but she liked Eastern. We had gone down for the tour, and she
Mm,
liked Eastern, but she wanted to go to Arizona, and I was, I started to think, I'm like, well, because I initially I said, okay, well, that's where you want to go, that's where you want to go, but then finances and financial aid and all of these things starting scholarships and all this stuff start to do weird things. So I had to explain to her. I say, hey, you can go out there, but you're gonna be out there all year. You can only come home in the summertime. So she didn't really that was the first the first thing. What you mean I can't come home, for Thanksgiving or
too far.
right. It's
Yeah.
too far. We plane tickets don't grow on trees, you know. So, but at least if you go downstate, we can come down there on the weekends. We can do this. We can
So
get you
you gave her
close
the
to home.
options. You gave her the
Right. I gave
options.
her the options.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And that even now, I think sometimes I think she wishes she had still gone,
Yeah.
but I know she sees the logic in staying here. I'm like, you're going to get, you're going to Arizona State. You're going to get a state education in Arizona. You're here at the University of Eastern Illinois University. You're getting the better, if not equal, but
Hmm.
better education right here, and it's like significantly less.
Hmm.
It's something that we can
It's
afford.
always less than the same state.
Exactly, and and
Yeah.
and the education is basically is actually more. I think the education is more quality in Illinois. That's just me. I'm a bias.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
biased, but
Okay.
um, and so she thought about it, and and I said, "What is your call?" And so she,
And I might add, because it's not everything don't we always turn out good, but she was heartbreaking about going to Eastern, but she went and she's going to attend again this year. So she finished her first year. Hallelujah, she
amen,
completed it, and it was a
amen.
struggle for her. And we'll have her back on. You can go back and look back at her testimony too about going and attending school. So we've had her on in December, and so but now she's to the point where she's like, "Hey, I'm gonna stay here and just get it done,"
But
But
see,
mm,
let me just say this though.
mm,
Look at how God works. She's into her. She wanted to go into theater. She wanted to go into theater. She goes down her freshman year. First, she's down there. She someone suggested that she try out for the fall play. So she goes down her freshman year, tries out for the fall play, gets the lead role. Freshman, walk on, gets the lead role, and the play, and the play goes off without a hitch.
Yeah.
And I told her, I said, listen, that's God trying to tell you something. You
Yeah.
could have went over there and yeah, maybe the same thing would have happened. But I think when things positive happen for you in a certain
It's a
space,
sign.
you
Yeah.
have to trust that God is saying this is where you should be.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I always try to keep the God equation
Yeah.
in whatever we do, because he's the one who's orchestrating our steps anyway.
Yes. 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 Adrian McLean says, hold on. Let me hit this. She says, yes, sometimes you have to start and you might love where you are. That is true.
Absolutely.
That is true. That is
Absolutely.
true.
Absolutely.
Yes. So, okay. So now that, we know that she's doing well. And now you have Brooke, who's in high school.
Yeah,
That was her. Mm-hmm.
she goes to Gwendolyn Brooks
Mm-hmm.
High School here
Mm-hmm.
on the south side of the city, Chicago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she's going into her senior year in the fall.
Right. So, hey, resiliency, and especially again, not just going into it, but doing great going into it. Okay. So it's just a testament of what you all put in them, and that's what I'm trying to say. It's about how we raise our children. And listen, I know Brian didn't fill out no applications. It was Bria filling out those applications. And that's because, Valerie didn't play. Was she going to teach you how to read and write your own stuff? And we were deaf on that with our kids. I had Mariah is graduated and everything. And I think my baby was on here. Hey, baby. My Mariah, she's on here too. But from the time I got Mariah, at 7 years old, I think she had a doctor's appointment at 9. I don't know. I just remember sitting in the doctor's office and I said, hey, you know more about you than I do. Let me show you how to fill out these applications, because eventually you're going to need to know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They both are pretty good at doing it. Mm-hmm. I get the luxury of just kind of second.
Yeah. But initially, and I'm not knocking those parents that do. I'm just saying you're not allowing your children to grow and know on their own. And God forbid anything. I tell my son that now because I'm 50, he's 10, and God forbid something ever happens to him or the father or both of us, and I need my baby to know. I need him to be able to say, you know what, my mama and daddy, they taught me how to do this. Yes, we're going to check it. Yeah. That's what we're supposed to do, but we're supposed to teach and check, okay? Not do the work. I have seen people literally, I'm sitting in doctor's office and places for kids to go. And what disturbed me one time, the lady asked a 16-year-old, do you want to fill out this application? He was like, no. And I was like, well, he wouldn't have got service that day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You 16 and was going on 17. And I'm just like, first of all, just the fact that she asked them, no, here, fill out this application. That's what she should have said. But and I just look, because y'all know I'll say something.
One of the shameful things about where we are now is the people. Is the fact that we really don't value reading and writing and expression the way that when we were coming up, when I was you knew how to read and write almost before you went to school. You those things, you learn because it was demanded of you. When we would go to even the church and the Sunday school and all of that stuff was demanded of you. There was no options given. Now, yeah, people want to allow their kids to have the freedom to do certain things, but you have to get them to a point of maturity first. You can't just have 6 and 7 year olds out here willy-nilly doing whatever we see like in the city here, we have this thing going on now with all of these kids are out here, and the and it's like 12 years old. Why are you out in the street after 10 o'clock?
Ugh,
So I mean, kids out here just all over the place. And
yeah.
come on, somebody, this is not good.
Hmm.
But what you must understand is those demands start in the home. You get in the house at a certain time. You take care of your business at a certain time. I mean, I'm still that dad. I'm still the
Yeah,
dad. I ask you to do it. I expect for it to be done.
yeah,
I ask you twice. Please don't let me have to ask you a third time.
yeah.
And
And
that's
people don't understand too that ACEs could be you not doing your job as a parent, not
mm,
teaching them as a parent. They get older and they say, "Well, I never learned that."
right.
See, we look at the hard ACEs, we look at the sexual abuse, we look at the mental abuse, we look at the physical abuse, but we don't look at this the everyday abuse of things.
And there's
What
so
we may call small is really big
I
because
mean,
it,
just
it caught. Mhm. Go ahead.
just how you talk, how some of these parents and caretakers talk to their children.
And I'm glad you said caretakers because understand that being a parent is a caregiver to a child. So you may be a grandmother, you may be a sister, a brother. I
Mhm.
was a sister. My first baby to take care of in the house, full till she got grown, was Mariah. My sister, I became a caregiver,
Yep.
a parent to her, and I needed to apply
hmm And
these principles. Okay, go
and
ahead.
you really have to you have to be careful how you speak to these young people, because you could be destroying them with your words. You as and instead of destroying them with your words, we have to build them up.
Mhm,
If I'm going to criticize you as a young person, I'm also going to give you some positive reinforcement.
mhm.
If I have to get on your case about something, I'm also going to back that up with some good things that I recognize about you. The problem,
You gotta give them good reinforcement.
yeah,
At the
got
end of
to.
the day, you have to encourage them.
You got to. If you don't, these kids, they get out here and they'll get encouragement from someone else, someone
Yes,
who might be encouraging them the wrong way.
which is what's happening. And why do we have an example? Is why do we have cities having curfews for kids? We
Right.
have it because parents don't have it, and they're scared to tell their kids, "You need to be back in the house at a certain time."
Listen, listen. I'm gonna tell you where you're not coming in whenever you want to. And
Not
now
here.
you're not coming in. And
Yes,
so,
yes,
and
yes.
that's the thing. You have to draw a line, and then you have to maintain that line. But at the same time, we're not taskmasters over our kids. We're not. You have to encourage them, because the confidence that they get comes from home first. If I can, I remember when Brooke first. She was a freshman in her freshman year in high school, and I was just petrified because she had to take the bus. She had to take
Mhm.
CTA. And I was just so nervous and worried about her. And then come to find out, one time she accidentally got on the wrong bus, and the bus went from the way that it should have.
Mhm.
She got off the bus. She went back to the proper bus stop. She got on, and when I got the story, I was like, oh, okay, okay, she can handle it. We can do this. And so the thing you have to understand is these kids are going to grow. They're smart enough to know. You can't you just and they see everything. Kids are still like sponges. They see and they catch
We
everything.
do not live in the land. Do what I say and not what I do.
Mm-mm.
They're gonna do what you do.
Mm-hmm.
I started changing my life once I got that little girl. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I mean, I wasn't living all crooked and everything, but I was single and
Mm-hmm.
I was living my life. But I feel like as a parent, and I'm saying I feel like as a parent, this is what you should give your life. Your life becomes theirs.
Absolutely.
And we got too many people that their life is their life and their kid life is their life. They have 2-3 individual lives, and no one is taking care of the children.
Yep.
Okay. One of the things you have mentioned was the fact that you had to start now focusing on them, not them as equals, but as individuals.
Yep.
Okay. And so, again, someone would say, what does this have to do with ACEs? It has a lot to do with ACEs. How we rear our children has to do a lot. And especially when they have dealt with trauma of a loved one, a parent. Man, it's some things that you can try and prevent. We can't prevent everything, but we can plant seeds, okay, that will grow. The word says, train up a child in the way they should go. Okay.
Absolutely.
We are supposed to do the training. No matter what they do when they go out. If you planted the seed, it will not return back void.
And, and you also keep in mind, if God is giving you a child, you're responsible for the care and the upkeep of the child. So many parents, and right now, the way things are missing out on the beauty of the responsibility and the blessing that God has put a child in your life. He's given you this life so that you could encourage and grow and nurture that child. I want to be proud to say, when I have to stand before the Lord and give an account for my life, that my kids, all of them, are wonderful individuals. They love the Lord. They're good people. Those are the things that you want to say. But it only happens if you invest in them. And I'm not talking about money.
Right. Come on.
Time.
Right there.
Your commitment to them. The fact that, now there's a saying, and I kind of proudly wear it. People, some of my friends refer to me as a girl dad. You take care of the girls. You do this, and I do. I'm proud to say that, because I want them to know. And I used to say this to them, all of them. I said, look here, as you get older and you start dating and you find a husband, if that guy don't treat you like I treated your mama, he ain't the one for you. You can gladly come home at any time if he even think he gonna lay hands on me. Because that's not what we do. I want my girls to, they might not be literally princesses and princes and royalty, right? But I want them to feel as if their father loves them that much, so that they won't be getting treated out here in the streets just like anybody else. They are royalty in my eyes because God gave them to me.
Right. Awesome. So y'all see, look at God, how he would do things. Okay. I just really felt on my heart that we needed to talk to parents. We always talk to the victims, but I wanted to talk to a parent who has to deal with these issues, because we're the caregivers. Okay. And we don't only need to deal with the victim once they're grown. We need to deal with them now while they're still young, dealing with whatever situation. This can not just only be for the death of a loved one, but incarceration of a loved one. When people go to jail, the kid loses a parent, or if in some cases, both parents. Mental health. A lot of people have lost parents due to them not being in their right mind.
Yep.
Well, how does the caregiver deal with that? Okay. Everybody's situation is different. You have a parent dealing with substance abuse. Guess what? A kid has lost a parent, because there's no way that parent can give his undivided attention to that child. So, let's say that's the only parent in the house. Well, the caregiver then becomes us, the village. You will hear me talk about the village a lot, because This old saying, that the adage says, it takes a village to raise one kid. One, just one. And we have lost the village. And so it is my goal, though, to bring awareness to the villagers so that we can come up out of our shells and help these kids that we're complaining about that are now adults taking care of us.
Yeah, yeah.
It's,
It's a frightening thing to
it's
think
very frightening.
20 years down the line, we ain't gonna have no support.
I don't even think that long. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have been bumping into some folk, and I'm just saying,
Yeah, yeah,
wow, can we deal with the ACEs?
yeah.
Adverse childhood experiences, the trauma that a lot of us adults have received in our childhood,
Mm-hmm.
and we're passing down some bad learned behaviors. Okay. And that it could go either which way when it comes to that. We can think sometimes we're doing things positive, and because we're not doing it the way that our parents did it. But I write in my book, Get Out, Training Your Children to Lead the Nest. I'm going to put it up here. Yeah, I got it today, y'all. I know I'll never have it, but I talk about this in my book, and I tell people, y'all see that? Get out, training your children to lead the nest. Training your children to lead the nest. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I talk about this in my book in regards to us having to raise our children. What worked for us, don't discount that it can't work for them.
Right.
You just have to eat the meat and spit out the bone. You got to find a different way to make it better. If you know that something hurt you in the process and like, they could have did it a different way. Well, the same for you, but bring some balance to it. Okay. Sometimes I could find myself too hard on my son because of maybe how I grew up. And I'll be like, oh, I see why my mama probably knocked me against my head. You know what I'm saying? But I don't. I try and do it. I might even call her because she's going to tell me to do a different way, even though she did it another way. Okay?
Yeah, it was.
Because our parents learned after they got older, like, maybe, yeah, but you don't do that. My mama always tell me, don't do that.
Yeah, my mama would say, reflect on what we did and those things that you thought were harsh or those things you thought were, don't do that. But you always reflect on the lessons that you learned.
You did learn, yes.
That you did learn.
Yes.
And then you
modify it. Bad or good, how it happened, you still learned something.
Exactly. And you never, my mom used to say, and you never throw out the baby with the bathwater. You always, always take a situation, you look and you learn from it, and then you apply what you need to apply.
Right.
So that the benefit, because the benefit of it is that our children grow and they develop into productive human beings.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we want them to now. And one of the things that I've been seeing, and I'm sure a lot of you all on the line, I got this little piece of hair sticking up, it's just bugging me. A lot of you all on the line or on Facebook, YouTube, one of the things I noticed is that you're still here, and I thank you. But to share the conversation with someone, you can go to our YouTube at SimLoH Dynasty Inc. on YouTube. You can visit our Facebook page, SimLoH Dynasty Village. You can visit my personal page. But guess what? Share this with someone. Share this with someone because we want our future brighter, not darker. I'm tired of seeing kids in jail. I worked in the juvenile justice system for over 20 years. Look, this is a passion of mine. This is a calling of mine to be able to save someone's children from ACEs. Okay? They need positive adult influences. All right.
Absolutely.
So be the best parent, caregiver you can be, not to just yours, but to someone else that may need you. That's where the village comes in.
Amen.
Okay. That's where the village comes in. So I thank you, Brian, for being here with us tonight. And um, yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all, Brian, one of my biggest givers for the Valerie A. Howard Resilience Scholarship. Okay. So can you talk a little bit about that and your thoughts on us starting that?
Well, the thing of it is, one, it's an honor to be associated with the ministry that you all have, and to honor my wife like you have has been uh, very humbling for me. And so one of the things that I made up in my mind, I said, well, I'm just going to donate as I can, if I can, when I can, uh, to make sure that it continues on, because I believe in the work that you're doing. I believe that people are going to be benefiting from it. And I believe that ultimately it's just a good thing. Y'all you got the picture up, got me looking at my baby.
I know.
Um, but yeah, I appreciate what you've done. I appreciate um, this avenue, because you even helping Bria.
Mhm.
You know, it has been to me, it's an investment well worth putting into. And then there's so many different avenues out here with people that you just don't know.
Yeah.
I would rather support somebody that I know,
Mhm.
and so I know that you're serious about this. I know that Sam is serious about this. I know that you all are trying to do this thing. So why wouldn't I want to help?
Thank you. For those of you all who do not know, we offer a Valerie A. Howard Resilience Scholarship to children who have graduated from high school, are seeking out higher education, not just four-year colleges, but a trade school, beauty school, barbershop, any type automobile. Our goal is to give $5,000 to 5 students every year, um, to 5 different students every year who have lost a parent due to death, incarceration, mental health, or substance abuse. Again, the child had been graduated from high school and had lost a parent anytime between the ages of 0 to 18 and seeking higher education. Their freshman year, they can receive a scholarship for losing a parent due to death, incarceration, mental health, or substance abuse issues. Okay. If you would like to give to this, we only were able to take care of 2 students last year, but we are asking that you all will be able to help us meet our goal of giving 5 students $5,000 this fall. All right. And y'all, we know too many people who have lost a parent due to one of those issues. Okay. And we want to be a blessing. It's not the only thing that SimLoH Dynasty does. We actually have parenting classes I do online right now. I am looking to start having crisis intervention vans where we can be planted in neighborhoods that need services. Okay, crisis intervention service, parenting, individual family, life coaching. We didn't have those growing up. My mama, thank God she worked for the police department and she knew some of everybody. And guess what? If we did something, she would call somebody up. Even when my mother was wrong, she had somebody come to the house or she was grabbing us, taking us somewhere to get help. All right. We don't have that. We don't have that. And so our goal is to have mobile offices. God didn't tell me brick and mortar. Anybody know me now? Lorena ain't never did nothing inside. All right. Outreach, outreach, outreach. And everybody is not going to come to you with their issue. Some people can't even get to us. Okay. And 9 times out of 10, when a parent is telling me, oh, my kid got issues, da 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 da, we end up getting to the solutions. The issue is sometimes the parent. Okay. And so we bring balance into homes, and we get there. Our goal is to get there. Right now, I get in my car, and I got a couple of clients that I actually go and I sit and I talk with them. Okay. We do family life coaching. And so there are other things. You can visit our website at SimLoH or SimLoHdynasty.org. You can get to us. Okay. You can get to us. But we need you to give. There are so many things that God has called us to do to make sure our families are intact. There's a study out now where they have more 2-parent homes now. But just because you have a 2-parent home don't mean that the 2-parent home is okay. All right. I've learned that along the way.
Yeah.
And so everybody needs an outlet. The parent needs an outlet. The children need outlets. My mother was good for getting us some mentors, because where you think a child is going to be talking to you, guess what? They're not telling you everything. So they need outlets. Find them a mentor that you trust. Don't dump your kid off on somebody, just anybody. Somebody you trust. Take your time to get to know them.
Amen.
All right. So that they can help both you and them.
Amen.
I want to thank you all so much. Again, if you have time, y'all, we're not asking for much. $5, $10. Just give us a donation. Here go our Cash App, SimLoH Dynasty Inc. Here is our Zelle, SimLoH Dynasty Inc. So you can't miss it. Either which way you go, it's SimLoH Dynasty Inc. Give at SimLoH Dynasty. That's what our for Zelle. I don't know if people can actually click this if you're on your phone. So I don't know how you can do that. Get another device, click it. So if you need a Zelle, it's SimLoH Dynasty Inc. Give at SimLoH Dynasty Inc. And again, or Cash App us at SimLoH Dynasty Inc. And or you can text to give also at 444 SimLoH. No, I'm put it up here before I get it wrong. Right, it's going across the board. You can text to give at SimLoHD to 44321. All right. We need your help. And let me see. We got some comments up here. Let's see. Let's see here. I'm going down. So many people. Thank you all for coming in today. Please share this. I hope it helped you all. Okay. I hope it helped someone here. Hello, Mrs. Alexander. Renita, what's going on? I know we got to get together. And again, y'all pray for me because I've been under the weather. I mean, I don't have COVID. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Okay. I don't have COVID, but I have been dealing with some health issues, and I just need some prayer. I'm trying to take this banner off the thing. I got to figure this out. Oh, it was a brand. Yeah. So y'all pray for me. But I can't thank my brother. Y'all don't even understand. I'm probably gonna crack up and cry about this tonight, because this was something special. He knows I love him so much.
Absolutely. I love you too.
Yes. And thank you for sharing your family with me. And just thank you for sharing your advice and to other parents who has lost a loved one, and taking care of other children. Okay. So thank you so much. I think you did very well.
Thank you for saying.
Yes. Hey, I didn't even have a chance to do commercials today because the conversation was so good.
Oh, well, that's a good thing.
Yes, yes,
Look,
yes. So thank
invite,
you.
invite me back when you want to do something
Oh,
on
most
church
definitely.
revitalization or church hurt. Okay.
Okay. Now you know what? Don't even be playing, because let me tell you, that has been an aces for some people, for kids.
Well, let's do it.
You will be amazed, y'all. I don't know. Y'all click on in there. How many people have dealt with the church hurt as a kid? You'll be amazed. And again, that's why some kids don't go to church today.
Hey. Mm-hmm.
But you'll be amazed to understand the reasons why.
Yep.
Okay. You had sexual abuse in the church.
Yep.
Okay. You had physical abuse. You had stealing. Yeah, y'all don't look, don't be sleep on that.
Look, I will tell you this: kids see a whole lot more, which is why they when they get old enough to decide they don't want to be bothered, they stop going to church because they've seen or experienced something in the church that was something that disturbed them enough that when they got an opportunity to get out, they got out. It's definitely a conversation that needs to be had.
I got you. See, that's why we had these conversations, because you get to learn so much more about ACEs and trauma that children receive between the ages of 0 to 18.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You will be amazed. But guess what? We're going to keep having these conversations. And if you miss some conversations, go to my YouTube page. You can share that with people who don't have a Facebook page. All right. Look at the other stories. You will be amazed what we learn.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That is our goal, to bring awareness to ACEs, trauma that a child has received between the ages of 0 to 18, trauma that makes us who we are today. How many
Yep.
of us have been a kid? And we all in experience some type of trauma. It's just depending on the level. You can take an ACEs test right online, put in ACEs test,
Mm-hmm.
and take the test. All right, take it. Yeah, I can go on forever because this is what I like to do. I'm going to bring you to some awareness. Yeah, we are in a mental health pandemic due to us not dealing with our ACEs. Part of it is, okay? Dealing with ACEs cause substance abuse, incarceration, health issues, mental issues. So now we know you supposed, when you know, you what? You do better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You do better. I was talking about this. I just want to be free. I don't want to be free by myself. I want some people to be free. Cause me flying around free and everybody down here looking crazy, that ain't helping. I want y'all to be free. I want us adults to be free. So today we talk to the parents, but if you go back and look at some of our conversations, different conversations, y'all, and it's gonna get better. Go get better. Don't go to sleep on SimLoH Dynasty. All right.
Yeah.
I
Amen.
love you all. I pray that everyone health is well throughout this week. Okay. I pray right now that you all are covered with the blood of Jesus, that you are protected throughout this week from any hurt, harm, or danger. In Jesus' name,
In
I
Jesus.
thank you. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Bye bye.